things always being the same, comparison always getting your way, not trusting, and believing that you will always be together are 5 things that you must let go before you even consider investing in a monogamous relationship. So I just want to start off by saying I am not a relationship coach, expert, or anything. I am just someone that has been in a monogamous relationship for almost 4 years. And after being in one, listening to my friends that are also in monogamous relationships, that aren't in monogamous relationships, that want to be in monogamous relationships, and just being in the community in general, I feel like I have learned and noticed a couple of things that, I don't know, separate the successful ones from the ones that don't last, or the folks that can't seem to find one. So I'm just starting a conversation, and I highly encourage you to add what you agree with, don't agree with, what you can add to the conversation in the comments below. This is by no means a monopoly on the truth. This is just my experiences and my perspective on just dating and monogamous relationships. And I do believe that these are 5 things that I just feel like you got to let go before you can pursue a monogamous relationship. Things change, people change. Nothing today is going to be the same tomorrow. That is a huge thing in relationships that I think a lot of people underestimate. They think that the honeymoon phase will last forever, or they become addicted to the honeymoon phase. The just explorative nature of the whole thing. This is someone that you don't know when you're getting to know them deeply, and it's just fun, it's exciting, it's thrilling, it's new, and you're together a lot. But that feeling, that honeymoon phase, is exactly what it is. It's a phase. People change. You're no longer that sparked by that person because you know them so much more now. There are things that you kind of know by now. So it's not like you're always finding new stuff, you're doing new stuff, and it kind of dies down at a certain point. Or if you don't do the upkeep, then it just kind of like, I don't know, you change. You're not as interested as that person. And I've noticed that a lot of my friends are addicted to that honeymoon phase. They're always addicted to getting to know someone brand new and just that high and that rush of love. And as soon as things become mundane, normal, or routine, they're no longer interested. Things change. People change. Nothing today, like I said, will be the same tomorrow. Even the plants outside, you yourself, there are little micro changes every single day. So nothing remains the same. And that is huge for monogamous relationships. There are going to be times where your partner changes and you change. And you have to be flexible and adaptable to want to stay the course, want to be in the relationship, want to figure out, you've changed, how can we make this relationship look different? I think being able to be creative in that aspect of just always giving each other space to change, and then figuring out how can we do things differently to accommodate these changes is very important. If you're not able to do that, you will not last in a monogamous relationship. Comparison, comparing yourself to who you were, comparing your partner to who they were, comparing their relationship to what it used to be. That never works. Or even comparing it to other relationships. That is literally just going to demise any growth that you are going to produce in your relationship. The only thing that you can compare yourself to is yourself. That's it. If you're striving for something, I'll always look back at what was I doing before? Have I improved? Have I gotten better? That's it. But I try my best not to compare myself to other folks, because we're not all the same. We all don't have the same building blocks and foundations and come from the same backgrounds or experiences. So there's no way that your unique self could be compared to anybody else. This translates to your relationship. Your unique relationship with your unique self and your unique partner is not going to look the same as any of your friends, as your parents, as your aunts, your uncles' relationship. You are curating and creating your own unique relationship. Now, I do believe that you can use other folks as inspiration for what you can aspire towards, but I don't think that you should make it, this is what they're doing, we have to do that, and if we're not doing it, it's wrong. You need to create your own unique relationship, and I think that's very exciting because it kind of gives you that creative freedom to figure out what does and doesn't work for the two of you. Always getting your way. This was a hard one for me because I was very used to, as obviously as a single person, to getting whatever I want when I want it, going wherever I want it when I want it. And yeah, that is not the case. I'm not the only person in the relationship anymore. I've decided to commit to one person. If you cannot decide to commit to one person and allow things to not always go your way, that is going to be huge hugely stopping any type of monogamous relationship. There are two people in the relationship. It is not just you. I am not in a Kier-ship where I'm just dating Kier. There's me and my partner Dan. So we are in a relationship. We have to figure out what we want to do together. That takes a lot of compromise. It takes a lot of conversations, but you just have to be mindful that you can't just up and move. You can't just buy expensive purchases. Like, this is a unit. You are a unit. You are together. And I think a lot of folks don't like that. And I mean, that's okay, but that's why you should remain single. You should not go into a monogamous relationship expecting that you are going to get your way. I mean, there are moments where I am able to get my way. There are moments where he's able to get his way. But that's more so like I'm willing to sacrifice. Like, I don't mind going to a haunted house, even though I don't like haunted houses like at all, and I don't like being scared. But every once in a while, I'll be like, I don't mind going to a haunted house. If that's what we want to do this weekend or do for our date night, let's do that. But it's not like taking a piece of me, or it's not like I'm not resenting him because he's always getting his way. We're balanced, and it takes conversation, it takes communication to get to those balances. But I'm just gonna put this out there: you are not gonna get your way all the time as if you were single. You're in a monogamous relationship. There are two of you. There are two people whose opinions, thoughts, experiences, what they want to do matters. Not trusting your partner. This was a hard one for me, and being very paranoid due to my past and my exes. Cheating, or, well, not leaving, but cheating was a huge thing for me. Just being paranoid about friends or guys or them going out or just different things, and like being afraid that if they had an opportunity they would do something bad or something bad would happen. And I unfortunately brought a lot of that into my current relationship. And to be in a monogamous relationship, you can't be paranoid. You have to learn how to trust, because if you are not trusting, you're never gonna, first of all, you're never gonna let your guard down. You're never gonna relax. You're never gonna actually enjoy the relationship. It's gonna be so much work because you are trying to protect what you have by telling them what they can and can't do, being everywhere with them, and it's just gonna be exhausting to a point where you're not even really in a monogamous relationship. You're in a controlship. You're controlling this person and forcing them to act or be a certain way to be with you. To me, that is not a exciting, healthy, relaxing, fulfilling relationship. You have to let your guard down. You have to trust, and you can't be paranoid. You just have to let them be who they are and trust that if they choose to no longer be with you, they will let you know before they do something to disrespect you. And that's literally all that I have done. That's what I have learned is I have had a lot of stuff happen to me in the past, and I'm consciously like, I'm not going to bring that into this relationship. He is a whole new person. He's a different person. He's not those men. But if he turns out to be those men, then so be it. I just always tell him, I ask that before you do anything to disrespect me, and vice versa. We let each other know. And again, communication. That's why it's so important to talk about things and issues and things that come up, so that no one gets that far pulled apart to the point that they would do something to sabotage the relationship. My last thing that I feel like you have to let go of is that you will always be together. And this one is kind of funny because it kind of goes against just the monogamous relationship point, where it's almost like, okay, this is just me and them. We're in a relationship. We'll be together forever. And I don't think that that's a good mindset to have going into the relationship. Like I said, things and people change, and giving each other that space to be adaptable and flexible and figure out what each other want. I'm an independent, he's an independent. We are in an interdependent relationship. And that means that we have to figure out who we are separately and then come together to love and support each other. But if that separate person decides this relationship no longer serves them, or they no longer are interested in this relationship, you have to let them go. So I do not operate with the mindset that I will be with my partner forever, because he might decide that he no longer wants to be with me, and I do not want to hold him to bond him to me, regardless if he chooses that he no longer wants to be with me or he wants to be with someone else. And I think going into it with that mindset does not mean that you expect for you all to not be together. I believe that having that mindset gives you space to allow wiggle room, to allow conscious conversations, to allow vulnerability, to allow deep conversations, to allow honesty, to just be like, if this isn't working for you, let me know. I am not with you because you are with, like, I'm not with you because you have to be with me, like, because I want you to be with me, like, I am with you because I think you're an awesome, great person, and I chose to be in a relationship with you, to love you and support you as you do with me. I am not holding you in bondage. I'm not forcing you to be with me. I love to see you happy. And if happiness no longer looks like you being with me, go find your happy. That's the amount of love that I have for you. My love is not controlling. My love is not dependent. My love is unconditional. And if you no longer want to be with me, just say it. Our relationship might look different, but I'd rather you be happy. And on top of that, I'd rather be with someone that wants to be with me and not someone that is pretending to want to be with me. So, like I said, I am not an expert on this. This is just what I've experienced being in a monogamous relationship for so long, and I would love to hear your perspective. What do you agree with? What do you not agree with? What would you add? What would you take away? I think it's important for us to have these conversations because there are, from my experience, a lot of us that want to be in monogamous relationships, even though it doesn't seem like it. There's a lot of us that want to be in monogamous relationships, but it's almost like we don't know how. And I think it's up to us that are in monogamous relationships or were in monogamous relationships to speak up, use our voices, and communicate what did and didn't work. So please join us in the comments below. We are always talking and having a very interesting conversation, and I get a lot of people that I would not think that I would get talking to me down there, but it's never a dull moment. I love hearing you all's perspective. And on that note, be the change you wish to see today. Take care.